Shalom. Call William La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahabushai, Bahasham, Mahakodash. Rakata Yahweh, Rakata Yahabushai, Rakata Mahakodash, Bahasham, Yahabushai, Bahasham, Mahakodash. Shalom and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elder bishops and the elders and the Akim and the Aqua of the hopeful elect. Shalom. Just want to go into a quick video entitled The Lust of His Father Diddy Has Done, or Diddy Did Do. Because Diddy reports came out yesterday that he was denied a $50 million bail. So isn't that like, I believe the way the bail bonds work is you pay 10% of your bail, or the amount that it would cost. So I believe that's what, $500 million. That's an extremely abnormally high amount of a bail set, right? But the judge denied him bail because this guy is that much of a demon. He has an incredible rap sheet and an incredible history of wickedness in the entertainment industry, and it's responsible more than likely, for deaths. And I remember back in the 90s, I think it was, where it was he had an event, and there was a stampede of people, and people died at an event that he orchestrated. And this man, everywhere he goes, it seems, pure dark satanic energy and events, follow this man, deaths and everything, because he's highly in tune. He's highly, he's in bed heavily with the Edomites that run the entertainment industry, the so-called white man, and it's chiefly the little hats over there that call themselves the Ish people, the Ish people. They're the ones that run the music industry, especially hip hop, to destroy us with degenerate music. And he's on a high level sellout, for them. He's done a lot of homosexual things for them as well, and the more filth and degenerate things you do for them, the higher, the more untouchable you are, and the more you will get away and escape the law. He's done it. He's escaped the law for decades now. And I think it was a little hat person that said, "Give me control of the money, and I care not what the country's laws." I'm paraphrasing roughly, but he say he don't care about a country's laws. Just give him the money, control of the money of that country, and he could care less about who makes the laws over there, because you know why? He knows that money will control everything, and that's what the little hats say. The Federal Reserve Bank, prints all of the America's money, which is just debt notes, and so they run this country, and whoever's in bed with them, and that's what Diddy is. He's in bed with them, and he's done homosexual favors for them. It's a very filthy, vile, disgusting, degenerate culture that the so-called white man has created. And it all goes back to left-hand side, Babylonian, Nimrod, Baal, Ishtar, the so-called Queen of Heaven, the so-called fertility goddess. It all goes into lewd, sexual, deviant behavior, and Diddy was on a high level of sellout and sorcery on the left-hand side, and he was able to get away with murder and everything, because people has died around him. His ex-girlfriend, I think her name was Kim, she ended up dying some years back, and now it's coming out that he had something to do with that, with her dying. So, and he got away with all of this, and because he was tied in. But once the elites, the wicked on the left-hand side are done with you, then they allow you to be hung out to dry, and they use you for distractions, because this Diddy stuff all of a sudden come out of nowhere. This is more than likely just distractions to distract from what's going on over there with the little hats over there, with the cell phone explosions and that terrorist attack over there. It's all tying together, but it just shows once the end of a wicked man is destruction, and he's a poster child for it, because he's had all the success with, I don't want to talk too long, but, it's important to kind of preface, before we get into the precepts. get a little bit of this article and then grab some precepts, because he had all of those endorsement deals, the Ciroc, vodka. He looked like he was on top of the world, and he in the entertainment and the hip hop, he was. No one could touch him. He was right there with 50 Cent in the 2000s and Jay-Z's. He was one of the top names, top 3 to 5 names, always prevalent. Because he sold out heavily, and he pleased Satan and the so-called white man. The Edomites, a whole lot, a great deal. And he have all these parties and everything. These white tie, or these I forget, these all white parties he would always throw. They used to call him the king of parties, because he would throw the greatest, most lavish, upscale, expensive lavish parties. And now details coming out of just how wicked things was going on. Because in the end, the wicked will be exposed, and those that are joined hand in hand with the serpent will be exposed right there with them. And that's what's happening in these last days. These top figures are being made out to be to show you that they're just nobodies, that they're just filthy, sinful, just filthy individuals. So here goes some of this article. It says, these are the bullet points. It says, what to know about Combs' arrest. It says, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, who was arrested last night at a hotel in New York City, has been charged with racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. At the end of the day, all this boils down to, on the left-hand side, is wickedly gaining riches by selling your soul and selling your soul to Satan. And then into the man that's coming is after the working of Satan, the so-called white man that's in bed with Satan. And then selling out, gaining up your riches, losing your soul for those riches, right? And then you can be whatever sexual deviant you want. That's all it's about, just enjoying the earth in wickedness instead, on the left-hand side, instead of enjoying it in righteousness and suffering for a little season, and receiving the kingdom of heaven under Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, in the name of Yahweh Shai. That's all it's about. That's all this wickedness boils down to in the society: having as much money as you want, and then getting proud, thinking you can't be touched, and then throwing around your money and your power, because money is powerful, and then they just want to enjoy life on the left-hand side, and wickedness. At a hearing today in Manhattan, Combs pleaded not guilty. He was denied bail and will remain in custody, because they're about to wring him out to dry. He's about to go. They about to send him up the stream, to be destroyed. Says, at a hearing today in Manhattan, Combs pleaded not guilty. He was denied bail and will remain in custody. So like I just read that. The charges are tied to quote-unquote freak-offs. Coerced means forced. Threatening, forced actions to get people to do things. These women, these silly women, they want to go. They want that taste of that fame, the taste of the money from these celebrities, and then they get turned out and get abused in a very terrible way. It says coerced sex acts that Combs allegedly orchestrated and recorded, and that's going to those all white parties he did, and other parties, countless other parties. According to a federal indictment, he recorded it and everything, because they did a raid on his home where they confiscated a lot of items, and a lot of it was videotapes, and no telling what's on those tapes. Probably the most vile, defiled things you will see. It's a very filthy spirit. Diddy is. He's filled with demons. He has a legion of demons on him. So, but he got that from his father, the devil. A bail appeal hearing has been set for tomorrow afternoon. Combs has faced a wave of lawsuits, one as recent as last week, accusing him of sexual assault and misconduct in the past year. He has denied any wrongdoing. These people, that show you that this is an injustice system, that he's well known for just being a sexual deviant, and people have died around him, and evidence coming out that he's a murderer as well. But you can claim not guilty when you have a mountain of evidence against you that show you how wicked and filthy this place is, and part of the reason why it must go. Thus saith the Most High Power. Thus saith the Holy Bible in the name of Yahweh Shah. So we'll start here in the book of John, chapter 8, and verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. See, because that's what Esau does. He's lustful. He's a profane fornicator. And anyone that gets in bed with him is going to get sullied and dirty right there with him. And that's what he is. He does the lust of his father, the devil, the so-called white man. And this was the Messiah, Yahushua, talking about the wicked Pharisees that was in bed with the Romans, which are the modern day white race. The ancient so-called white people today are the ancient Romans then. And the Pharisees were in bed with the Romans. He was a murderer from the beginning. And who was that? Cain. That's the grandfather of the so-called white race, the Edomites. And abode not in the truth, because Cain left the garden and went and did his own thing, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it. So you have to be able to read these scriptures with the eye salve to see what the Most High Power Yahweh and Yahweh Shah is speaking of. Because when you read between the lines, that's why it's parables. The Most High was very crafty in how he released, his scriptures. Spoke it in code. Only those that can receive the Spirit to decipher it can see plainly that it's talking about Esau, the so-called white man. Because it didn't come out and say the Edomites. It put it in, the Most High and Yahweh Shah put it in code for us to be able to see it. Because this Bible isn't written for everybody, only the Israelites, and chiefly the prophets and the elect, the 1/3 elect. So, and verse 45 is a good one. Says, and because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. And that's the majority of our people. When you tell them the truth, they will not believe you, and they'll be hateful and disrespectful and insult you and slander you and become a murderer by trying to assassinate your character. So speaking the words of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah in the name of Yahweh Shah. So Diddy, he's of his father the devil, and he's going to be exposed. He's being exposed now in these last days. And a lot of these entertainers, but they love to expose. They don't protect, Israelite men the way they protect their own, like the Harvey Weinsteins. That filthy degenerate. He's on an even higher level than Diddy. But you don't hear stuff about him coming out like this, because that's that perpetual hatred. They'll use and abuse the Israelites that sell out for what they're worth, and then brutally lead them out to dry and air them out. So Luke 12:2, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. So that's what's happening. Diddy is he's being shamed, and he's being made known. His skirt is being lifted, and all of his secrets is coming out. Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 23. It is as sport to a fool to do mischief. And we know Diddy's a fool because they said they found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, and that's pure wickedness, and other things as well they found, along with those recordings that he would record, and he used lewd sexual deviant activity, as a sport, and so it is as sport to a fool to do mischief. Mischief goes into sin. But a man of understanding hath wisdom. And that's what the hopeful elect men do. We're in the house of mourning and not the house of mirth, as this devil, all these devils that's in this, entertainment world, and athletes and the movie industry, all of this filthiness. Romans 13:13. Let us walk honestly as in the day. That's in and what's the day? Light. What's the light? The commandments. And the kingdom of heaven. Ultimately, we rehearsing the righteous acts right now. Not say as the prayer Messiah gave us, let it be done on earth as it is in heaven. That's how we walk honestly. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. And we know that these people that get this money, envying goes into doing acts, flaunting your money or whatever you have, causing others to envy you. And that's all these people do. They throw their money up in your face, these celebrities. And they have these TV shows called The Fabulous Life of Diddy, Fabulous Life of Fabulous, The Fabulous Life of, Nicole Richie, all these rich people. And then that's envying. And people will see that and get discouraged and get envy of seeing people live in that lavish life, because everyone wants that type of lifestyle. It's a very proud, boastful thing. So let's get that rioting, the word rioting, komos in the Greek, a revel, carousal, a nocturnal and riotous procession of half-drunken and frolicsome fellows. So the word nocturnal goes into what? Nighttime. Like a nocturnal animal, like an owl, seeing in the night. So these parties goes on in the middle of the night, all night, all throughout the night. And the freaks come out at night, the demons come out at night. And that's especially around 3 a.m., 4 a.m. is like the most satanic vibration period of the day, where demons really flow at that time of night. That's why it's not good to be out at places late at night. So a nocturnal and riotous procession of half-drunken and frolicsome fellows, meaning people that's all frisky and aggressive and everything, right? And that's how rape occurs as well. And date rape, slipping things in people's drinks, just doing all manner of filthiness. Who after supper parade through the streets with torches and music in honor of Bacchus. And that goes back to Baal, or some other deity. Bacchus is, was the Roman or Greek or Roman false god, right? Goes back to Nimrod and Baal, or some other deity, and sing and play before houses of male and female friends. Sing and play. The modern day riotousness is these parties that they have in the middle of the night. They have dinner and everything, get all nice and fed, then they get liquored all up, and then it turns into it just goes all the way left under Satan. And sing and play before houses of male and female friends, hence used generally of feasts and drinking parties that are protracted till late at night and indulge in revelry. And that's wicked sexual deviant behavior. So to show you that this is just modern Rome, these are the Romans today doing the same as that. When you hear that, you can immediately apply it today to what be going on, with these wicked celebrities and wicked wealthy rich men and women. So Galatians 5:19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which, and we know, I think it was the Apostle Paul said, no good thing dwells in the flesh. And that's all Diddy and them they do. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which is wickedness, right? Which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness. See, they love adultery, and then they push that vibration upon the simple masses. And when you tell an average Joe that's talking about adultery and sleeping with other men's wives and bragging about taking another man's wife, when you tell them that that's wrong, they get offended and get mad and angry with you, and they don't want to hear it. They want to tell you to shut the hell up, and they wicked, just leave them alone. Lasciviousness, unbridled lust, meaning just an uncontrollable lust, excess. Licentiousness, and we know that goes into excess is going into greed, being greedy. It's a demon. Excess, licentiousness, lasciviousness, wantonness, outrageousness, shamelessness, insolence. So they're shameless. And scripture says a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. And that goes into females, and then also, the Most High look at nations as women as well, right? Referencing them as women. And so a shameless nation not keeping the commandments, they're going to be counted as a dog, and men that's being shameless, they're filthy dogs. So licentiousness. Let's see, get the web search on that. So it says behavior that is sexual, uncontrolled. That's that unbridled lust. and socially unacceptable. Well, this society is the most degenerate society ever, so it's okay, you know. So, but some people are waking up in these last days, even the non-elect, lacking legal or moral restraints, especially disregarding sexual restraints. So that's what that's going into. Pure filth. Okay, so now going to reading on. So verse 20, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies. See, because this is idolatry, adultery, fornication, and you going after these false gods that allows you to be filthy like that, and that goes into idolatry, and witchcraft, and hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies. Sedition, people coming up against each other, nothing but war, pride, no humility, no peace. Heresies, because all manner of false doctrine is going to be coming from all of these different demonic activity. People form their own doctrines from their own wicked left-hand side activity. Verse 21, envyings, murders, that goes in spiritual and physical. These people, they have to sacrifice and they kill people because they, want to silence somebody, and they get away with it, depending upon how deep they're in on the left-hand side with Esau. Revelings and such like. Those revelings goes into those, orgies and fornications, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. So he will not be inheriting the kingdom of Yahweh. He's going to be, in the name of Yahweh Shai, he's going to inherit eternal shame and damnation. He's going to be shamed. He's in the process, the beginning phases of being shamed, But the fruit, he has thermonuclear fire waiting on him, unless he repent. But that man, he's done some unspeakable things that he probably can't repent from. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, because we reject this world. He accepted this world, and now he sold his soul for temporary, enjoyment, and that's a fool. Gentleness, goodness, faith. 23, meekness, temperance, having self-control, but they have unbridled lust. They have uncontrollable sexual desires. Only a strong man can make it to the kingdom of heaven, as I made a video titled that. Only a strong man can make it to the kingdom of heaven. That means you have to have control and restraint. It takes strength. A weak man, a fool, just fulfill everything of the flesh. Meekness, and as it goes into being humble, these people are proud. Meekness, temperance, against such there is no law. And they that are Mashiachim, that means the yum makes, because Mashiach means anointed. Mashiach yum is plural, so that means many anointed. And they that are Mashiach yum have crucified the flesh. So those that follow the anointed, Yahushua, they crucify the flesh, meaning what? Sacrifice, making a daily sacrifice in Romans 12 and 1 through 2. Crucify the flesh with the affections and lusts. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. And we know this society is all about envying and vainglory. Vain means empty, a vapor, a breath. It's here one second, gone the next. So these people, that's the same thing with them. Their wickedness is for a moment, and then they're gone, going to be destroyed. And that's what Diddy is facing right now. And it said, I read the article, said that he's facing these charges. With all of these charges, he faces up to life in prison. So, his end is coming up real soon from the looks of it. Proverbs 3:31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. And we know that people like Diddy, the Diddies of the world, They choose all of it, our oppressors' ways, the Edomites, the so-called white race. Book of Ecclesiasticus 9 and verse 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner. So everyone that see devils like Diddy and their success, they envy that, and the people that, like the fellow entertainers that get into the industry that quote unquote idolize, they idolize, make these people, these stupid, foolish celebrities idols. They get into the industry because they're quote unquote inspired by them to be quote unquote great. These people are fools. So they envy the glory of a sinner, and they get into it as well. But the elect will not do that. Envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. Because you don't know what his end going to be. But we know the wages of sin is death, Because those, and not celebrities, even like the average person, that might be, they call that keeping up with the Joneses. Don't worry about what the Joneses is doing, because why? You don't know what their end going to be. People might think they think gain is godliness, but their God is their belly, and then people don't know that what their end going to be, and they envy them and want to strive and get the things and have the glory like them as well on this side. It's okay to strive to take care of yourself, but not where you making this your rest, because this is not our rest. This is our place of stress and duress and oppression and mourning, our suffering and our punishment. Because this is the land. Because newsflash, this is the land of our captivity. It's not our homeland. We were forced over here, and we're stuck here until the Most High decides to get us out of this hell through His right arm, Yahweh Shai, His only begotten Son. Verse 12: Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in, but remember they shall not go unpunished into their grave. So don't delight in that wickedness that they're doing and behaving like them, because remember, they're not going to go to their grave unpunished. They're going to be destroyed. And that's what Diddy is realizing right now. He's in the prison thinking about this day in and day out. He has all these memories of his escapades, and he got all manner of demons on him, and he's probably being troubled in his mind for all of the filth that he's been doing. Because the end of a wicked man is a horrible thing. But we can understand that through just reading the Holy Scriptures. Isaiah 48 and 22. There is no peace, saith the Lord Yahweh, in the name Yahweh Shai, unto the wicked. So these wicked men, they're not going to have peace. Their end is destruction and unrest. Psalm 37 and 25. I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. See, when you make a pact with the devil, you're going to be forsaken, and the wicked are forsaken by the one that they sell out to. And you see what's happening to them right now, to Diddy, the Diddies of the world. The Most High, He's infinitely pure, and He'll keep you forever, through His right arm, Yahweh Shai, that He gave unto Yahweh Shai. Because that's what the Messiah said, I believe, right? For they are mine, that Thou hast given me. Because the Most High gave the Israelites and everything in His realm until His only begotten Son, and none shall pluck out of His hand. Psalm 37 and 37. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. So the end of that man is peace, that keeps the law, statutes, and commandments. Because Psalms 19 and 17 lets you know what perfect is. The scriptures break down itself. You have to have the Spirit to be able to see it. In the Psalm 19 and 7, the law of the Lord Yahweh and the name Yahweh Shai is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord Yahweh and the name Yahweh Shai is sure, making wise the simple. So that's what that is. We were simple before we awakened to the truth, and now the Most High made us wise through His commandments. So, that those that desire the sincere milk, and growing through it. The name Yahweh Shai. So, Diddy is the devil. He's of his father, the devil, and he's done the lust of his father, the devil, and now he's receiving the end consequences of that. He's being forsaken by his masters, and he's going to only have he's going to have unrest until he gets put down by the Lord. So I hope this video is edifying. The water of Chafadash Basham, Yahweh Shai. Another video, the next video I say, Shalom.